everybody. My name's Grace. I live in Kunming in Yunnan, China, as Annie Lauscher said. I hope you guys are all doing well today. How are we doing? Are we all good? Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, today my stomach is feeling a little bit strange. It just started like 5 minutes ago. So I think I'm okay to teach, but if I have to leave suddenly, it's not you, it's my stomach, okay? So anyway, hopefully I'll be okay. Anyway, on that note, let's get today's topic. Let's get to today's topic. Today's topic is pirates versus ninjas. Okay. So, who do you think? Okay, are you team pirate or are you team ninja? If you had to choose one or the other, who would you choose? Team pirate or team ninja? Go ahead, type your answer into the box, please. Okay, so here we have some comments. Ninja, pirate, a pie rat. Pie, yes, rats, no. Don't like pie. Pie, yes, rats, no. Ninja, 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 yeah, okay. Personally, I've chosen my team. I'm dressed in black. I would be team ninja myself. I also do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is actually from Japan originally, kind of a weird twist on judo. So yes, I would be all about the ninja hood. All right, so can you just type your name, where you live, what grade you're in, you know, are you in China, are you in Canada, where y'all from? Let's get to know each other a little bit. I probably have taught some of you guys before already, yeah? So hi Lulu. Lots of people from Shanghai, Lisa and Nina. Oh, Frank, Hong Kong. 86. Wow. Okay, so we got people over on East Coast China. I'm over here on the West. Okay, Beijing, Shanghai. Any Canadians here today, eh? Any Canadians? Abby, Max, you guys are from me. Okay, Max, yes, Suzhou, nice. So we got a lot of East Coast Chinese kiddos today. Hi. Yeah, I actually studied in Hangzhou. I've been to Suzhou. I've been to some of these places. Beautiful. Is it getting really cold there yet? It's getting cold in Hangzhou. Beijing, I imagine you guys are pretty cold, eh? Yeah, so Kunming is still pretty warm. Okay, so this is today's books. Pirates versus ninjas. You can do like that cool like ninja pose, or you can be this like crazy looking pirate, right? So these are your options. Lethal warriors. This is a battle royale. That just means like a big fight between the two. So let's get to it, eh? Oh, so first off, you guys, let's talk a little bit about pirate flags. So usually when we talk about like pirate flags, we're thinking about something like this. You know, when you say pirate flag, you're thinking the cutlass with the skull, right? Pretty scary. Or sometimes like skull and crossbones. But actually, this is really interesting. Pirates didn't just have one flag, because sometimes, you know, you're like one team of pirates or a different team of pirates. So they all had different flags, but they kind of you can see a lot of variations here, but they all kind of have like what's a common theme. So if you look here, like what is one of the common things you see in all of these flags? What is a common thing that you see? Let's see. Yes, the skulls, right? Skeletons. Okay, so pirates, like they were always like trying to freak you out and scare you, like, "Rawr, shiver me timbers. I'm scary. Look, skulls. Ah, you might die if you run into me. Ah, right? So, yeah, pirate flags, different pirate flags. All right, so introduction. All right, imagine a battle between pirates and ninjas. Who would win? Who would lose? Enter the battle Royale, lethal warriors. Warriors are fighting. This is a fight to the death. Okay, no survivors. Somebody's gonna die. The last team standing is a victor. The victors are winners. They get to live. Okay, opponents. These are fighters who compete against each other. They challenge each other. They fight with everything they've got. They use weapons. They use their special skills. They use their powers. So if you were going to fight to the death, would you hold back? No, I don't think so. I think if you were going to fight to the death, you'd be like, I'm going to give it everything I have, because if you don't win, you're going to die. Okay? So they're not fighting for prizes. No, they're not fighting for honor. They're not fighting for their countries. They're fighting for their lives. Victory is the only option. Let the games begin. So this is like the Hunger Games version of like pirates versus ninjas, right? You guys know Hunger Games, right? So who's gonna win, right? Whoa, who's this? That's kind of freaky, right? Okay, so we got two ninjas fighting. Okay, got some nice sword skills there, right? All right, so first up, let's think about pirates. So you see this dude here, he's got his little like eye patch there. Yarg, shiver me timbers. So the pirates, these were the robbers, the thieves of the sea. They were sailors. They attacked, seized, and destroyed ships. Seize means to take over control. Pirates did this to ships at sea. They did this to ships on docked land. Okay, so they took over boats. Like it kind of like, oh, your boat's on land, yeah, we'll take it over. Oh, your boat's on the ocean, yeah, we'll take it over. Kind of didn't matter if you were in the ocean or at the dock. Like you could just be taken over by pirates. Rough deal, right? Pirates looted. Loot means to raid and steal. Pirates smuggled. Smuggle means to secretly move things. They move things in and out of countries. Smuggling is against the law. Pirates were criminals. Criminals are people who break laws. If caught, pirates would be punished with death. So, if you're like wanting an honest job, you're wanting to, make an honest dollar, pirating's not for you. They would smuggle things. So like drugs would be an example. We still have pirates today that would smuggle things in and out of countries, right? Pirates stole money. Some pirates liked taking risks. They lived dangerous lives. They were hungry for adventure, and they loved the freedom of the sea. So typically when you think of a pirate, can you tell me, how do you think a pirate speaks? Any ideas? You don't. Okay, so if you don't like the sea, Hanlu, then don't become a pirate. That's not a good option. Yeah, arr, right? Yarg, shiver me timbers, blast the cannon, right? So this is how we think pirates speak. Now, interestingly, pirates didn't actually talk this way. They just kind of talked like you or me. But Disney, Disney, Mickey Mouse, right? That was an invention of Disney. Also, pirates, they didn't really dress like this little kitty cat. Whoa, hey, go back. No, go back. Oh, wait, sorry. It went forward. Okay. See this little kitty cat? We're like, oh, it's so cute. And we think of this as a stereotypical, or kind of like when we think of pirate, we think, oh, this is what a pirate looks like. Can you say that word? Stereotype. Stereotype. A stereotype is just kind of a way that we think of something that might not be accurate, but that's how we think of it. So like when we think of pirates, we usually think this kind of image. If we think of like a ninja, we think like, oh, dressed in black. So anyway, Disney invented this stereotype of the pirate. It also invented the yarg, shiver me timbers. They did, however, have an eye patch. Okay, so everybody, let's try this real quick. Take your hand, cover your eye. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this clearly. I'm going to turn on my cell phone and see if you can, I'm going to see if you can see this. Okay, so watch what happens to my iris. Can you guys see? Okay, watch what happens to my eye when I put the light in it. You see how it gets really small? Okay, but when it's in the dark, my iris is very open. Okay, so actually pirates did wear eye patches. They did wear the eye patch, but that was because if they were out in the sunshine on the top of the ship like killing people, and then they're like, oh, let's go under the ship and kill people, let's go underneath the dock, they could just pop the eye patch open and they could see easily. Because when you go from a light room to a dark room, it's kind of hard to see clearly. So they actually did wear these eye patches. Okay, so if you couldn't see it when I looked into the camera, you can see it here. Okay, so this is what we're talking about, right? When it's dark, the iris expands, and that's to take in more light so you can see clearly. But then when you're in the light, it gets really small. Okay, so pirates, being the clever chaps that they were, they'd wear an eye patch and they'd be like, yo, I can see anywhere, right? So good deal, good thinking on the pirates. Also, a lot of pirates wore earrings. Okay, you know the big gold earrings that they have. One of the reasons that pirates, this was fun to research, one of the reasons that pirates wore earrings is because they would get seasick. So Ellie is saying she's seasick. Well, maybe if you get a big gold earring here, it will help you not be seasick. That's what the pirates thought anyway. Do you think they were right? Do you think earrings will help you not be seasick? What do you think? Earrings, will they help? No. Yeah, you're right, Allie. So, yeah. They were trying though, No one likes that feeling, right? When you're feeling gross. So yeah, pirates, right? This dude, he's like a nerdy pirate. They were criminals, right? So here's Snake from The Simpsons. He's like, yeah, whatever. He's a criminal. So pirates were criminals, are criminals. They're still pirates today. Okay? But here's an interesting thought. Even though they were criminals, they weren't necessarily like really always these horrible people. Um, because some of these pirates were actually from uh the colonies in America. So you remember, or I don't know, maybe you don't know this, but America used to be a colony of England. The United States used to be a colony of England, and then one day the colonists were like, "Hey, we don't want your taxes anymore, England." And they rebelled. And so actually you have a lot of colonists, a lot of colonial leaders that were actually pirates. And so like they didn't like England, so they'd be like, okay, we're going to take the ships that are bringing guns to America to help the British soldiers and bringing food to feed the soldiers, and we're actually going to like steal it from those ships so that we can fight the British better. So not all pirates were like these super like crazy evil people. Like normally we think of pirates and we're like, ah, mercy, don't kill me. But actually, some of them were just trying to help the war effort. Some were actually community leaders and they were really respected. Like, so you have like a pirate and it's like, oh, this is my wife. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Here's my little baby. Isn't he cute? And it's like a pirate, right? So you don't normally think of like pirates as being like decent people, but a lot of them were decent people. They were actually thought of as the Robin Hood of the seas. So like Robin Hood, like this guy, he's like, I will take things from the rich and I will give them to the poor, right? And so what pirates would do is like some of them would like raid British ships, right? And England at the time had these very, very high taxes, and people in the colonies couldn't really survive as well. And so they would actually go and steal from the British ships and then give the goods to their community. So they were like Robin Hood in that regard. Oh, Hanlu, good question. Why do pirates need parrots? It's an interesting thing. Okay, so some things about the pirates are false, right? Like they don't necessarily have these crazy hats that Disney invented, but the pirates having parrots is a true thing. So the pirates, if you look over here, they would hang out in the Atlantic Ocean. A lot of them would hang out kind of in the Caribbean. Okay, now in the Caribbean and in South America, there's a lot of exotic, fancy, beautiful birds, including parrots. Lots of beautiful parrots. And so what would happen is they would sometimes get birds in the South and like in South America and in the Caribbean, And these, you couldn't have like a dog on a boat, right? So imagine having like a dog on a bunch of dogs on a boat. Like it wouldn't really work. It'd be poop everywhere. Dogs eat a lot. It wouldn't work. Okay, but parrots, Hanlu, these are nice pets. Okay, so pirates would have parrots because these are actually like smaller than a dog. They're nice pets. Also, you can teach them to talk. There are some parrots actually that can live like over 100 years. Like some I forget his name. Okay, but there was one major British leader. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember his name, but he had a blue macaw. He had a blue parrot that lived for like 100 years, and they're really intelligent. So the pirates, they would sometimes keep parrots as pets because you couldn't have like a dog on a boat. It's not as not everyone can have a dog, but a parrot doesn't eat as much. And then also, uh, so they might get like a parrot over here, teach it to talk, Polly want a cracker or whatever. And then they would take it over to Europe, and now you have this parrot that like can talk. And so they would sell the parrot to some fancy English man who wants a fancy bird. And so now, they can make a lot of money selling the parrot that was their pet. So that's why pirates had parrots. All right, so here's my question for you. I was telling you that not all pirates are like bad people. No, sorry. We talked a little bit about the Revolutionary War. Okay, so I mentioned like that. How do you think piracy could have influenced the Revolutionary War? I don't know if you're familiar with that, but the fight between America and England. So like people actually, how do you think like pirates taking things from British ships coming over, how do you think that could have influenced the war? Take a minute, think about it. I'm gonna drink a little something. All right. So, do wars cost a lot of money, guys, or are wars cheap? What do you think? Warfare, is it expensive or cheap to have a war? It's really expensive to fight, right? And what do soldiers need? Like if you look at this fellow here, what does he need to fight? What does he have in his hands? He has a nice big gun. Yes, thank you, Jason. Okay. He also has certain clothing, right? He has boots and all of these things. Yeah, he has a musket. All of these things have to be brought in. If you're fighting a war against America, these have to be brought in from England. And so pirates would actually, some of the pirates would actually go and they would take over the boats that were bringing supplies over for the British war or for the British soldiers to fight in the war, and then that would make it even harder for the British to fight well. So actually piracy and pirates were important during the Revolutionary War. All right, let's read some more here. Okay, some pirates became famous. These pirates made piracy seem fun, but life at sea was tough. Pirates didn't live very long. They led violent lives. Sometimes they got captured, which means the bad guy caught them, or not the bad guy, the good guy, because pirates are kind of bad guys. The other person caught them, or they died in a sea storm, or they died in a battle. Pirates attacked all kinds of ship. They didn't care where the ships came from. They attacked shipping lanes. They messed up trade routes. Pirate ships had many guns. Pirates fought with guns, swords, and knives. They also fought with small shields. They got on board ships, they attacked, they killed people to steal their cargo. Cargo is supplies. When done stealing, pirates sank ships. So let's look at this word real quick here. It said they messed up shipping lanes. Where does it say? They messed up trade routes. They attacked shipping lanes. So a shipping lane, if we go back here to this map, this here is a trade route. Okay, so what would happen is you would have like North America, so the colonies from here, they would grow like food and sugar, and then the sugar would get sent to Europe, and then the boat would go from Europe to Africa. And this is really sad, but it's true. get a lot of slaves, and then the slaves would get sent back over to America. So this was called the Triangle Trade. Okay, so pirates hung out a lot around this place here. Okay, and so they would mess up this trade triangle, and then the shipping lanes would just be the ways that the boats would sail. Yeah, pirates are very rich. Um, okay, so anyway, interesting. This is actually really interesting. When I was doing research for this presentation, pirates, we think of them as just being like, oh, whatever, I'm gonna do whatever I want. But actually, pirates had a really strict code of life on their boats. So like if you were a pirate and you lived on a boat, you couldn't just be like, whatever, I don't want to go to work today. Because if you did that, if you were a rebellious pirate and you rebelled against your leader, against your captain, which is the leader on your boat, your captain, you know what your captain would do? He would either shoot you or make you, he could make you walk the plank. But one thing that they would actually do if you were a bad pirate, if you weren't a good team worker, they would actually take you and they would put you on an island where there was nothing, a deserted island. And they'd leave you with a gun with one bullet in it, so that if you got really desperate, you could just kill yourself. So pirates actually had a very strict code for life on their ships. And if you rebelled, you might find yourself marooned. Can you guys say that word? Marooned, okay? Or left on a desert island and just left to die, which sucks. Okay, so one of the most famous pirates ever is called Blackbeard. Okay, his name was actually Edward Teach. Now tell me, what sounds more scary to you? Blackbeard. Edward Teach. Edward Teach. Blackbeard. Which one sounds more scary? Yeah, Blackbeard sounds a lot more scary. And he was actually the most feared pirate during the golden age of pirating. Okay, here's what he did. This guy was a little crazy. What he would do when he was getting ready to get on ships, when he was getting ready to board someone's ship, he would actually take his big old beard and he'd put some rope. They call it hemp. He'd put some hemp in his beard and he would light it on fire. You can't make this stuff up. The guy would like board a ship and his beard would be like on fire. Would that scare you? Somebody like coming at you with this huge old cutlass sword, like, ah, and like the beard's on fire? Like that would be terrifying. Thank you very much. Right? So Edward Teach was Blackbeard, called Blackbeard because his beard was black because of the soot in it. And holy smoke, they could have called him Firebeard, which would have been pretty terrifying too. Anyway, that will teach them about sailing in its oceans. Get the joke? Edward Teach was his name. And never mind. All right. All right. So this isn't in the book, but yeah, I think this is an interesting, you guys should know this. Okay. So like this whole pirate age, they called it the golden age of piracy. This was from 1650 to 1720. Also called the buccaneering period. Okay, buccaneering. Okay, so a buccaneer is actually like a French pirate. Some technical differences, but more or less, yeah, we're gonna talk about ninja soon. Don't worry, but we gotta get some interesting little pirate facts out there. Okay. So the reason that piracy was so big during this time was because of the American colonies and that slave trade. Because there was a lot of trade. There was a lot of money being moved around, and so criminals were like, woohoo, that's an easy target. Let's go steal that money. And so they did. Piracy became this huge problem, very, very big problem. We also have this word called privateers. Can you guys, privateers. Now, what a privateer was a legal pirate. So like, let's say I'm France and I don't really like the British. Well, I could be like, okay, this sailor, yes, okay, you're allowed to like attack, you know, any ship, as long as it's not a French ship, you can go and, you know, yeah, you know, do your thing. And so these were actually like legal pirates. They were mercenaries. Um, and like the buccaneers, actually, the term buccaneer was actually a term for the privateers that hung out in the Caribbean. So yeah, it's basically a pirate, a pirate that's kind of legal, which is a weird concept, but like a mercenary, you know, someone you pay to fight your wars. All right, so all right. People feared pirates. When pirates saw ships, they raised their pirate flags. So those freaky flags that we saw in the beginning. They fired cannons, the big metal guns. These are large gun machines. Pirates warned the other ships. Most people surrendered. Surrender means to give up. Oh, stop, don't kill me. These people didn't fight back. They let pirates take their stuff. But some people fought back. That was their mistake. Pirates were tough fighters. So it's kind of like, you know, if you die, if you just let them take everything, like, you know, they might have a little mercy and let you go. But if you fought back, they'd be like, yeah, we're going to kill you now. Bye-bye. And they, you know, cut you up. All right, so pirates took prisoners. They also punished pirates who acted up. They sold people as slaves. They made people walk the plank. They left people on islands. They whipped people and they keel hauled people. Keel hauling meant death for someone. Pirates tied people up, they threw them overboard, and then they dragged them under the ship. Okay, now think about this. If you're keel hauling somebody, you're dragging them under the ship like this. So your boat's here and you're kind of dragging under the ship like that. What is under the ship is not just nice smooth wood, but also the sharp little pointy seashells, the barnacles is what they call them. And so you imagine being like drug under a ship, you're gonna cut up your back pretty badly, right? So anyway, here are some other facts about pirating. All right, okay, everybody, we're gonna move on because I know you want to get to the ninjas, right? I know, right? Pirates. Okay, we're gonna get to the ninjas soon. But before we do that, we're gonna make ourselves a little boat. So go ahead, get your A4 piece of paper out. Probably some of you already know how to do this. But we're gonna do a little bit together and then we'll stop, like we'll watch it and then we'll stop and yeah, okay. So all right, let's see. Can you do this? Okay, we're gonna make a pirate boat. Origami. Nice music. Yeah, see, there's a boat. Pretty cool. Okay. Whoa. All right, so go ahead, get your paper. Okay. You're going to fold it. So go ahead, fold it like that. Okay. Make it a nice tight fold. Okay. So let's see what we do next. Okay, so we're going to fold the paper again to make quarters. Okay, everyone there? You got your nice quartered piece of paper? Okay, so this is where it gets tricky, right? Okay, so you're taking the open side. Oh, okay. So you guys see that? He's taking the folded, so he's not taking the open side, he's taking the folded corner and he folds it down. Okay, so he's taking not the open, he's taking the folded side and he's folding it down. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you're gonna end up with that. Okay, oh, come on, keep going. Okay, so it's that. All right, next step. Okay, so we have a nice little like pointy arrow mounted thing, okay? So we take the next side and we're gonna flip it up and we're gonna fold it upwards. Okay, get there, get it done. Okay, you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now if you look, you got this going on. Okay, see that? Okay, boom, boom shakalaka. Okay. Now we fold the corners in like this. This is awesome. And then you flip it to the other side. Up. Okay, so you fold that other corner. And then, all right, origami, right? Okay, then he did this. He opened it up like that. And so he opened it up and he creased it the other way. He folded the paper the other way. Okay, let's try that. Make ourselves a little pirate boat here. Okay, so now he's taking that corner and he's folding it up to the top of the other side. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so he took it, he folded it this way, and then he folded the other one up towards the tip on the other way. You get this nice little triangle now. So now you open it up again. So you take it that way and you're going to open it up again and you're going to fold it the other way. Okay, hopefully you guys are better at origami than I am. Okay, so we have that. So we're going to pull it apart. Let's see if it works. Whoa, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, look at that. Yay! Hey, look at that. We made a pirate boat. Yeah. So you got lost halfway. It's okay. I'm not an origami expert anyway, but if you want to, I can pass that off to the teacher. So, yay, we made a pirate boat. Hey, did you know that origami's the Japanese word, for paper folding? Ori means folding, gami means paper folding. Which brings us to our next topic. Oh my goodness. What is that? It's a ninja! Whoa, yes. And actually, by the way, if you want to make an origami ninja star called the shuriken, you can do that too. But that's like way more complicated than the boat. I tried to make that and that's more hard for me and it took like 5 minutes. So anyway, the boat's a quick one to do. Anyway, so ninjas. All right. So ninjas, as you know, they come from Japan. They were mainly from Iga and Koga. These are Japanese villages. The Iga and Koga clans created ninjas. Clans are families. Iga and Koga were deep in the mountains. They were hidden away from other people. Most ninjas were from the lower classes. They were workers. Nobody paid attention to them. This was good for ninjas, right? Because ninjas don't like attention. Ninjas were top secret agents. They were spies. They were killers. They were hired by rich people. They found out secrets. They tricked people. They traded their services for money. They did this without honor or without glory. This meant that they were outlaws. Outlaws were people who broke the laws. So, kind of like pirates, eh? So if you look here, this is a map of Koga and Iga. This is Japan here, Korea, Koga and Iga. This is actually Koga. Okay, this is from the Ninja Museum. So if you ever want to go to Japan, you can go and check out the Ninja Museum, maybe learn to be a ninja. And then this is Iga. Okay, beautiful city, right? So ninjas trained. They went to ninja schools. They learned ninjutsu. Ninjutsu is a fighting style. Ninjas learn fighting skills. They learn stealth. Stealth means to move quietly. Can you move quietly? Ninjas learn camouflage. Camouflage means to blend in. Ninjas learn sabotage. Sabotage means to mess things up on purpose. Like, for example, if your friend is trying to play a game and you want your friend to play with you, you like mess her up. And you're like, haha, now you can't play your game. Ninjas learned ways to escape. They learned to use ropes. They learned survival skills. They learned to heal themselves. Ninjas tricked people. They didn't want enemies to know they were there. They wore disguises. They wore black. They snuck into places. They made traps. They hid weapons. They got information. They used this info to kill or sabotage. They hit and ran. They're known for sneak attacks. So like ninjas, if a ninja attacks you, just be like whack, run away and be like, whoa, what happened? How, what happened? And ninja's gone. Um, so ninjas would wear a lot of black to blend in at night. But actually, if you're wearing black all the time, like, oh yes, you can't see me. But if you're in the market and you're dressed like this, if you're in like a Walmart and you're dressed like this, people are gonna be like, what security. So actually ninjas would wear normal clothes too sometimes. Whoa, you guys ever seen this? That's pretty amazing. Ninja warrior. So maybe this guy is actually a ninja. But this is the kind of training that ninjas might do. Ninjas use a lot of weapons. They mainly use weapons to distract. They set things on fire. They set off bombs. They threw darts. They use powder. They use weapons to kill. They use swords called katanas. They use bows and arrows. They use spears. They use nunchucks. Nunchucks are sticks on a chain. Ninjas use normal objects as weapons. Examples are sharp hairpins or pens. Ninjas dip their weapons in poison. There are many stories about ninjas. These stories made ninjas sound scarier. People thought ninjas could walk on water. They thought ninjas could fly. They thought ninjas had magic. They thought ninjas could change shapes. They thought ninjas were invisible. I guess I'm not that good a ninja. You could still see me. Invisible means not being seen. Okay, so this is actually really interesting. Ninjas, a lot of times they'd be like, look, it's a pencil, right? It's just a plain old pencil. But then actually, like in the pencil, they would change the pencil a little bit and they would put a weapon inside. So you're like, oh yes, it's just a harmless pencil. But then inside, maybe like, there's a poison dart and the dart might kill somebody. So ninjas would actually modify everyday tools and turn them into weapons, right? Because these were just farmers. So, if you're walking around with a great big huge katana fight, but if you're just walking around with like a shovel, or maybe a shovel that you change the top of the shovel, you make it really pointy, you don't look like you're going to do anything crazy or that you can kill anybody. But, actually you've changed your shovel to be a weapon. So ninjas did this a lot too. So here are some interesting facts. Ninjas use cats to tell times. They looked into cat eyes. Cats' eyes are very, very sensitive to light. Their eyes change shape during the day. So you remember like our light, our eyes, they get bigger and smaller at night. So this was back before there were watches. So like cat eyes are so sensitive to light. Ninjas could accurately tell what time of day it was just by looking at the cat eyes. They would also pass messages. Okay, so this says here they would pass secret messages using colored rice. So different colors of rice had meaning. I have some picture of this on the next slide. So yeah, this is what we're talking about with the colored rice. So maybe purple means like this is where the enemy is and the water is here. So like this could be like a map or something. A ninja could look at this and be like, oh yes, colored rice. That's a great way. Okay, now I know what the enemy's doing. And then like the cat eyes, this was like, like a digital watch. They could just look at the cat's eyes and be like, oh yeah, it's about 3 o'clock. Okay, now it's time for me to go kill that guy. Pretty amazing. Also, ninjas were really good at being stealthy and not being heard. How do you think they would hide their noise? I have a hint on the board. Any ideas? Now this is really cool. So ninjas, they would actually take certain chemicals. Yes, other noises, precisely. So like if you're a ninja and you're trying to like step around, so just shh, shh, shh. Like, that's just my fingers on the table and you can hear the thump, right? So actually what ninjas did is they actually got crickets and they'd be like, oh yes, my pet cricket. But then they would put a chemical, yes, on the cricket and the cricket would go chirp, 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 chirp. Okay, so I'm going to tap my fingers now. Tell me if you can hear it. Okay, so now you can hear it. Can you hear that? Okay, can you hear it now? Chirp, 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 chirp. No, you couldn't hear the thumping because of the chirping, right? And so this is actually what ninjas did is they put a special chemical and the cricket would go chirp, 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 and then they could sneak in and do their thing. Pretty cool. All right. How else do you think a ninja could hide themselves? What else do you think a ninja could do? Okay, we got to be sneaky here. You guys all want to be ninjas someday. So, all right, if you're going to be a ninja, tell me, how are you going to get into the enemy's castle? How are you going to do your sneaky stuff? Camouflage? Okay, how would you camouflage? Climb on the walls? Oh, yes. Oh man, they did this really they actually had like special things they could put on their hands to help them with climbing. Be silent, be invisible. How do you become invisible, Hanlu? How do you become invisible? Take a special pill. Harry Potter. Take a pill. It makes you invisible. Wear different colors. Yes, very good, right? Different clothes, right? Sometimes you might be invisible wearing an invisible cloak. Yes. Maybe we don't know. We haven't seen them. Invisible clothes because they would be invisible. Um, but yeah, maybe sometimes you would blend in by, so if people are looking for a ninja, you're not going to dress like this to be like, ooh, you don't know who I am, right? But you might just wear like a jacket and be like, hey, yeah, I'm just a normal guy. Don't worry about me. But actually, like, haha, I'm a ninja, right? Yeah. All right. So one thing I want to mention here is ninjas were different from samurai. Okay, samurai are these guys, right? You look at this guy, that's kind of obvious. Like, whoa, he's a fighter. Okay, samurais were actually these Japanese nobility, whereas your ninjas came from the poor class. Okay, they were actually military officials or military. Ignore that typo. My apologies. So they're actually military officials sanctioned by the government. They were not secretive like the ninjas. Okay, so the ninjas were like, hey, don't tell anybody I'm a ninja. Samurais were like, yeah, we trained to do this. Okay, they had a lot more strict life. They were very lots of rules to follow. They also were like, you know what, we're too good to be spies. And so they would actually hire ninjas to do the spy work. So ninjas and samurai didn't actually fight each other. Oftentimes they would work side by side. So yeah, samurai would hire a ninja and there you have it. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, samurai also have masks. Actually, ninjas didn't usually use this huge long sword so much. That was usually the katana was usually more for the samurais because if you walk around with like this huge weapon all the time, it's kind of obvious that you know how to fight. So samurais would more likely have the big sword, whereas like if you're a ninja, you're like, oh yes, just I only have a pencil, but actually your pencil is deadly. All right. Okay, I think I already asked you this. Ninja or pirate? Everybody said ninja. Okay, but would you want to be a ninja or a samurai? Hmm? I think I would probably opt for ninja still. All right, so choose your battleground. Okay, so who would win this fight really depends on where it is. Okay, so the first battleground, the first fight scenario we're going to think about, the sea, the ocean. So pirates are masters at sea. They are expert sailors. They know a lot about ships. They have powerful warships with lots of guns. They work well together on ships. They follow their captain order and they do their jobs. Okay? So ninjas though, they fight more on land, but they do live on islands, right? Like Japan's like an island nation, so they're going to have a lot of boats and you're going to be familiar with the boat. Islands are surrounded by water. Ninjas might not be able to sail, but they're trained to fight anywhere. So they'd be able to fight on ships. They can also hold their breath underwater. Okay, so if you think about it, pirates, they are the specialty sailors. They're the ones that are really going to be able to fight on the ocean, but ninjas probably could manage it too. Okay, so here we have a pirate battle. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if ninjas have that kind of weaponry. If the pirates sink the ninja ship, ninjas lose, right? So who do you think would win? Pirate or ninja? Pirate or ninja on the ocean? I'm thinking if the pirates attack from far away and they use that cannon from far away, I'm thinking probably pirates going to win that battle, right? But if they get close and the ninjas can hop onto the boat, then probably the ninja's going to win, or maybe, right? Depends. All right, battleground number 2. Pirates like the sea because they can oh, sorry, I can't read. My thing is here. Okay, so here's the next battle. Pirates like the sea because they can escape faster, but they go to land too. They spend their money there. They like to party. They're always ready to fight. They might not be as well organized on land, right? Because on a boat, it's like you gotta follow orders, but when they go to land, they're like, woohoo, I'm on the land, let's go and have fun. Okay, but this is where the ninjas fight. Ninjas can fight on land. There's lots of places for them to hide. So what do you think on land? Ninjas or pirates? Okay, so this is how ninjas might move on land. You can see they're jumping. Okay, this is actually not a ninja. He might be a ninja. We wouldn't know because ninjas are secretive. This is something called parkour. Pretty cool, right? The ninjas move like they have parkour. But kids, please don't try and do parkour because look at this. These look like some painful fails, right? Ouch, painful, painful. So, ninjas probably to learn to move like this, they had to have hundred of experiences of ouch, whack, that. So, parkour is difficult to get good at. So don't try it. Anyway, so who do you think would win on land, pirates or ninjas? I have mine, but I don't want to. Yeah, it does look fun until you like guard the teeth and smash your mouth out. Ninja, yeah. Okay, I'm thinking probably like a ninja would win. You think pirate? Why do you think a pirate would win on land, Max? So yeah, it seems like most of us think ninjas just on land on shore leave. Yeah, I would probably go with that. But there's more likely to be other pirates around you when you're fighting on land. So, well, if you're at the dock, right? Yeah. All right, last scenario that we'll talk about. Battleground 3, the mountains. Pirates don't spend much time on the mountains. The mountains are too far from the sea. Pirates are used to warmer weather. They don't know their way around. So pirates hanging out in the Caribbean, so tropical, not liking the high mountains. Ninjas were trained in the mountains, right? Iga and Koga, they were in the mountains. So they would have no problem fighting in the mountains. They're good climbers. They climb a lot of walls. They know how to use ropes and other tools. So let's see. Oh yeah, look at this. Ninjas moving through the trees. Wouldn't that be cool? Yes, ninjas would win on this one. I definitely think so, right? So no, ninjas don't really do Mount Everest. Remember, Everest is kind of like over in Nepal. Ninjas are in Japan. Everest is in the wrong geographic region, but there is a large Mount Fuji. There are lots of mountains in Japan. Okay, so you know what? The time now is 8:50, and I always have more to share because this is so much fun. I'm trying to get out of my PowerPoint. It's great. So I'm gonna open up the floor now. I can keep talking, but I bet y'all have some questions. I'm really curious. What do you guys think? What are your questions? Okay, so go. It's up to you guys now. Shoot.
Hi, I want to ask why the people maybe to do a parrot or a ninja.
Oh, why do people maybe want to be a pirate or a ninja? Good question. Well, so pirates, they would take things. So pirates are criminals, right? They're thieves, they're
Yes.
robbers. So sometimes pirates were poor people who they wanted to steal something. Sometimes pirates maybe like there's some stories about pirates who used to be soldiers and then they got really upset at the government and so then they decided I don't like the government and so then they would want to fight the government and become a pirate. And then for ninja, usually that is something like
Okay.
your daddy and your mommy was a ninja. And so then you're born into a family of ninjas, and because your daddy and mommy were ninjas, you become a ninja too. Did that answer your question?
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
No more questions, guys? Well, it has been fun. That's all I got for you guys. Good job today. Good questions. I really liked it. All right. See you later, Hanlu. Good question, Lisa. All right. Bye, guys.